morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Inside Scoop. No, I'm not Steve Scanlon. You all know me as Bubba. I'm your host for this evening. Steve is at an Overeaters Anonymous meeting and couldn't make it tonight. Welcome to my co-host, Emilia. Yes, she's co-hosting tonight. It'll never be Joe. I told him that before. I also like to welcome, of course, you all know Joe. We know him. We love him. We can't do without him. The man behind all of our lists. As I said, Steve is unavailable this evening. I hope he's feeling better. He's a little bit under the weather. So I'll be your host for our glorious show this evening. Well, let's start off with some happy notes first. I like to start on a positive note. Do we have any good celebrity birth dates?
I got 2 WWE stars. Well, one former WWE star.
Okay.
Got Braun Strowman.
Yes, okay. Adam Scherr. It's a man's real name.
He turned 39.
Wow, I didn't know he was that old.
And then my other one, so WWE Female Hall of Famer, former women's champion, Wendy Richter.
Oh, Wendy Richter. Okay, was she about 63 now?
61.
Okay, that was close.
That's the only birthdays I've got.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wendy Richter's the one who broke the reign of the Fabulous Moolah, 27-year reign.
With Cindy Lauper in her corner.
And do you remember who pinned her?
Huh?
Do you remember who pinned her for the title?
Yeah, it was Moolah. As disguised as the Spider Woman or something?
Yes. Very good, Joe. I'm impressed by that. Well, of course, my co-host Emilia knew that, but she only talks to Joe. Joe, have you given this thing a bath at all?
No.
I mean, really?
No.
I mean, you sleep with it all the time, all summer long.
Yeah, all right.
And it's it's getting a little nappy here, getting a little dirty. It's really. I mean, yes, folks. This is Emilia. Since we call her Emma Lily. Since we don't have Emily here anymore, she says about as much as Emily does. The heck is that? Oh, God. Who left the door open?
You did.
I didn't. Not me. I don't leave the door open. Ladies and gentlemen, we are graced with the presence of the Intimidator. First of all, belated happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you.
Speaking of old, anyway, I think maybe you might need this to keep both of us in line. First, welcome back to the Inside Scoop. It's been a while since we've seen you.
You shouldn't be welcoming me. I should be telling you that this was always my show and always will be.
Okay, well, Emily has something to say about that. You haven't been here for what? A while?
Hey.
I know you've been busy. I've been telling people you've been busy. I mean, I hate to say it because of the situation with the pandemic. You've been busier than busy.
Put it this way, within the last 3 years of the pandemic, you could say.
Yep.
I've made about 12,000 caskets. I still have Steve's in the works.
Yeah, well, it would take a long time to make Steve's.
Yeah, I know. I don't have enough wood. I have to get more.
No comments.
And the other thing is I'm making another one for
Joey? Cool.
His is easy. It's shaped like a dumpster.
Okay, that works.
You
making one for Emma Lily?
I got a shoebox for her.
Okay.
You, I have no problem with. Unless you get on my bad side.
I've been on your bad sides for how many years now?
Wow, you know what I mean.
Like I said, I mean, we've been graced with the presence of the Intimidator, the legend, the icon.
Yes, you have.
Well, on that note, since you like to bring up nice things, can we go into celebrity deaths now?
Oh, that's my favorite.
First we got NFL legend Len Darson.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he passed away.
No, and I didn't either because I didn't get the order.
But I know you got this one, and you had to reject it. You got the next one.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes, I rejected that one in a big way.
That has to be done a certain way, and it has to be made a certain way, and...
Oh, they offered it to me. And it was not a problem. But then I thought about it. I said, no, not worth it. But I do have a couple being made for her corgis. So the next queen will get hers, and then...
Who will next queen be, by the way? That's a good question.
We got a king this time.
Okay, and Joe, enlighten us, oh guru of royalty over there, that we all don't know it's King Charles III.
Yep.
Who becomes next queen?
His wife.
Actually, no, it's actually William's wife will be the next queen when William becomes king.
Oh God, no, not her.
Because Camilla cannot be the queen because she was married into her after divorce. It would have been Princess Di would have been the queen now if she was alive.
Yep.
And still with
Next one's gonna be Markle. Maybe. Meghan Markle.
yes.
No, she's married to Prince Harry.
Yes, I know that.
William's the oldest of the two boys.
What's the matter, Joe? You keep looking over this way. Is it gonna hit you with this?
No.
Emily is actually encouraging it.
Yeah, no, she is.
She wants you to.
Now, Joe, quick question. Do you and Emelina...
No, Emilia.
Emilia, excuse me.
Or Emma Lily for short.
I call her Lily for short.
No, it's Emma Lily.
I know. Do you and her
No.
hug and kiss?
No.
Well, he sleeps with her every night, but he won't tell you that for real.
Really?
The only person that she talks to is him. I've been told this from a very reliable source, Steve.
You call that a reliable source?
Right, in between hot dog bites, he was telling me one day when he was talking, when he went to go pick her up
How
one
many
day.
hot dogs did he have? Let's see.
I don't know.
Has he broken his record yet?
Joey Chestnut, I think, is safe for now.
I think
For
what
now.
was his record? If I remember correctly, was it 35 when I left?
Who, Steve?
Yeah,
35 what?
hot dogs.
How about dessert?
Okay. All right, 45 then.
That sounds like a better number because Joey Chestnut had what, 56, I think? Is
Yeah.
the current champion.
Steve will catch him.
Steve will pass him.
Oh.
I have faith in him. I could host this show and I'm talking about food. Why? I don't know.
You started it,
This is true.
and then stop.
Okay. Let's go into something that's a little bit more positive then, something more related. Before we even go into wrestling, briefly, let's talk about another dying subject, the Red Sox.
Oh, please.
Last place, struggling to get out of last place, and I don't think we're going to come out of last place.
No, not the way they've been playing.
No, they've been playing very, very poorly. Celtics made too many trades. The Bruins look interesting for next year. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. And the Patriots had their first
please.
game and they lost. This is my opinion again. I always say my opinion only. I think the Patriots played better than Miami. They made a couple mistakes, a couple non-calls, and it changed the whole outcome of the game.
We're talking about football. Did you hear who the Cowboys picked up for a quarterback?
No.
Kaepernick. They signed Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, God, no.
Yes. Don't know why,
Well, they need a backup so when Dak Prescott gets hurt again.
but still, why? Doesn't they get it to the head there's a reason why people didn't want him?
No comment. I don't want to say anything about Colin Kaepernick. I have no use for the guy. me being strong military and respecting the flag of the United States of America.
But the other thing is
He's a piece of garbage. Shouldn't even be in football.
we might not even have Mac for the Steelers game.
I heard Mac's okay from reading on the internet.
Well, I don't really get into it. I follow more the Arizona Cardinals because
That's where you're from, Arizona.
exactly.
You're a Diamondback fan now, I heard
Yep.
too. Yeah. Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
Phoenix Suns I don't think play anymore, but
No, they don't. But
he's still one of their shirts.
I have quite a few of them. I have a room full of all the jerseys: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, the whole 9 yards. And I like them.
Cool.
So,
Hello, Joe. What's... He'll wake you up over there.
wait,
Wait.
you want to sleep?
No.
You can give him. You're quicker to give him a go to sleep. It won't take long.
What, CM Punk's move?
No, we do it a little modified way. It was brought on by the Assembly of Sting at one time. So, but enough about.
If we're going to hit him with something, I'll just hit him with a pile. No, I'll just hit him with a tombstone from the top rope.
Joey, can you give us the results from our last pay-per-view, the
Clash
at the Castle?
Well, someone on the screen they put Universal title at the corner, but I thought it was supposed to be for both titles.
It was for
It
both
is
titles.
the undisputed Universal title.
They just put Universal title.
Yeah, but
corner.
we both know it's both, Joe.
God, keep telling it. People
Roman
wonder why Emily
Reigns
is a co-
against Drew McIntyre. Roman won.
Called it. You and Steve called one against me. What can I tell you?
Yeah, but you see how they won it, though.
Yeah.
Well, I called two of them.
Solo
Called every
Sikoa.
match. Keep going.
SmackDown Women's title, Liv Morgan against Shayna Baszler. Liv Morgan won.
Called it.
The 6 women's tag match, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. And
Respectfully known as Damage Control.
Yeah.
And it's Io
Bayley's
Sky.
Damage Control won.
Joe,
Huh?
it's Io Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You beat me to the punch.
I'll beat him, too.
The IC title.
By the way, called it.
The IC title, Gunther versus Sheamus. Gunther won.
I called that too as being the match of the night. I don't care when anybody says
That was
Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre put a great wrestling match on. Those two guys beat the stature of each other. Both men.
You think so?
Both. I mean, Sheamus looked like a pepperoni pizza when he was all done. He was. I mean, he was.
He was just a
He
total
had
mess.
pastrami hanging off of his chest. That's how bad Gunther was chopping him up. And I called it. They're not going to take a title for Gunther yet, but that... I think they're kind of transitioning Sheamus maybe and the whole fight crew into maybe faces. They might be because they're starting to get cheers a little bit.
Yeah, well, they wrestled Monday at Raw. And you know how Sheamus likes his 10 beats of the Bowery? He hit, not Gunther, but
One of the members of Imperium, I think it was Vendy Verdi there. One of the members of Imperium with like 15
25 times.
beats of the Bowery. Yeah, and that was a pretty good wrestling match too against Imperium.
Go ahead, Joe.
Edge and Rey Mysterio against Judgment Day, and Edge and Rey Mysterio won.
What's the side note of that? I kind of read it before.
That Rey's son turned on him.
I told you it was probably going to happen soon. I mentioned that a few weeks ago. Yes, called it. I'm calling every match, but these two brainless people who were here don't think I know anything about wrestling, so I usually have
Right now,
Steve over here. That's
all
why
the
I'm glad
matches-
you're here. You upgrade the show.
out of all the
60%.
matches, I only would missed one. I only missed one. I'm waiting for a phone call.
Riddle versus Rollins. Rollins won.
That was a good match too.
He gets stomped again.
Twice. once from the top rope, and he got stomped again. And Riddle got to stop fighting with Rollins. Says Riddle needs Randy back to help him.
It ain't gonna happen. Riddle won't stop until he beats him to a pulp. And we all know that's not gonna happen.
But like I said, I called every match, every one. I don't know if you've been watching our show, but we have a tendency to pick. We know when we make our picks about pay-per-views. Bean Rap to your left over there, okay? Always picks the faces, and I put him on the spot last show. He had a pick between Gunther and Sheamus. He finally had to pick somebody that wasn't a face and two rule breakers, and he picked. Who'd you pick?
Sheamus.
I mean, great pick. He had a great match.
But
he lost.
He lost. I was actually there at the castle.
Okay. I didn't see you in the audience, but then again,
oh, I
were you singing "Oh" for
no
Rollins? No.
No, I was in the third row in from the floor, on the floor, kind of blended in with everybody, so no one would see me.
Wait, you ever see a lot of people over in the Wales area in Scotland? They're all big, intimidating-looking people and powerful, and a lot of people over there look like wrestlers.
But
even the women.
Now, the one thing you bet you didn't call is Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Did you know Tyson was going to get up and slug?
I didn't know he was going to get up and knock out Austin Theory.
One shot. Pow!
Say goodnight, Dick. Goodnight, Dick. That was awesome. That was one of the highlights of the whole night. On a side note, Pat McAfee is right now taking a hiatus from WWE. He's going back to football for a few months.
No, he's just commentating on ESPN.
Yep. For football.
It was college football?
Yes, I believe so.
So, let's see.
How about your next pay-per-view, Joe? And while we have the Intimidator here, we'll...
Extreme Rules. The only match so far they've announced is SmackDown Women's title. Liv Morgan against Ronda Rousey.
I know you're picking Liv Morgan, so... Because he always picks the face. He doesn't have an imagination.
I hate to say it.
I think Ronda Rousey wins the title. I really do.
Honestly?
Am I picking
You're going to be surprised about me? I'm going with Joe.
Okay.
Because look what she did to Shayna. And Shayna is an MMA fighter just as nasty as Ronda is. And look what she did to her.
I'm still waiting to see what happens or where Charlotte Flair is. She has to be coming back.
Well, I have a feeling I know where she is. You know where her husband is.
Yes, I do. She's not there. She doesn't wrestle for them. She's just maybe watching them. Because did her contract end with WWE?
Not yet.
I don't believe it has.
Pretty soon. No, not yet. Soon. And as soon as I've kind of looked into it. As soon as her contract is done with the WWE, she's going to AEW.
I haven't read that, so I can't confirm or deny that.
Husband. We don't even know if he's going to be there. No. I'll get into him next
I've heard Aleister Black wants to come back to WWE. I've read this.
He can't.
He
actually did. Everyone thinks it's part of the storyline, but I think it's true. He is having mental problems, honestly. So I don't think you see him back.
And the shock I saw on the internet a couple days ago, and again, this is all rumors. I read the pages about rumors. Kenny Omega wants to come to WWE. He changes the entire scenery of WWE if he comes to WWE, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I mean, me and Joe talked about this briefly earlier before we went on the air today. Him and AJ Styles would be a great tag team. Think about it. They win the tag team titles. They break the reign of the Usos. They break the lane of the Bloodline winning these titles. Then they have a feud together. WrestleMania, they have a fight together. I think that would be.
Did you see NXT last night?
Yes.
Now you know we do have a new North American champion.
Yes.
The backstabbing, two-timing jerk, Solo Sikoa.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Carmelo Anthony.
Also
AKA
known as
Christian
Ricky
Casanova
Soul's
from local.
No,
little
he,
brother.
from day one, he said he'd never, ever join the bloodline. He did not want to join the bloodline. He wants nothing to do with him. And what happens?
He helped
He
his
helped his
cousin win.
cousin win.
Yep.
I think if he didn't get involved in that match,
I think if Solo didn't get into the middle of it, that Claymore would have hit, and that would have been it.
oh, it hit, but he was going for the pin and pulled the referee out of the ring. I saw the match. It was a great wrestling match, back and forth. I guess what happened afterwards was not supposed to happen. They weren't supposed to keep the cameras rolling. That was a mistake. Him and Tyson Fury in the ring singing, that was not supposed to happen.
I know.
Oh well.
That was good, though.
Well, I have a small list here, folks, of independent wrestling shows that are coming up. There's others, but I just listed a few here. I can't list them all. There's too many of them going around. It's go on independentwrestling.com. I've been saying this and saying this and saying this, and you'll see all these listed. That's where I get them from. But here's a few I've listed here, if I can read my own writing and through my sunglasses. Friday, September 23rd. Our Lady of the Rosary Church, 21 Travis Street in Providence, RWA Legacy, Part 15, the third chapter. It's $10 or $15 show, okay? That's what each you get. I think first row's been sold out. Now what are you doing?
Steve's calling me and I'm not going to answer it.
Steve's calling. What's he trying to do? Have you ordered a pizza or something?
I don't know.
We're looking for room service. Anyway. Our Lady of the Rosary Church.
Excuse me, Bubba. Will you shut that thing off before I shut it off for you?
It's shut up.
Permanently.
I can still hear it buzzing.
Nope.
Because I turned mine off.
So did
Mine is off. I turned it off
You
before
are
we
off.
got here today.
Again, now I'm going to say this. This is going to be Saturday, September 24th. NWE Extreme. Trooper Gilmore. You know Troop.
Very
Going to
well.
be at the American Legion Post, 870 River Street in Woonsocket. $20 in advance for his show, $25 at the door. He charges a little more, but he's featuring Rhino. Rhino will be over there. The last
Yeah, because he's
ECW champion.
NXT. He's still on Impact, but he's off on a injury.
Right. So he's going to work the show for Troop. I can't wait to see Rhino again. I've met Rhino a few times.
So have
Nice
I.
kid. Nice man. October the 2nd. We have live wrestling. All they're calling it right now is live wrestling. He hasn't come up with a name yet. It's being sponsored by Teddy Goods. Teddy Goods is your promoter. Just same Teddy Goods we saw on SmackDown about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. Now he's
October Slam at the Poor Farm Tavern, 780 Purchase Street in New Bedford. His last show I went to was $15. I think it's $20 for the show. This is a special Sunday show at 2 o'clock. I mean, we don't see many shows on Sunday,
no, you don't.
which is good. October 2nd, also, while I'm on the subject, would have been my grandpa's birthday. My grandpa would have been 124, but because he was born in 1898. But
Yeah.
October 2nd would have been my grandpa's birthday. But I went to one of Teddy Goods' last shows. It was a great show, great card, good wrestling, good performing. All these cards are going to be great cards. I hope to attend all 3 of these shows coming up.
So speaking of September 24th, WWE Hall of Famer Tito Santana is going to be at Emerald Square Mall from 11 to 2. That's
Yeah,
Saturday.
but just should let people know also you got to pay your tickets ahead of time. They're $25 a ticket just to walk in the door and say hi.
I sat next to Tito Santana at an event in Bridgewater and talked to him for about 10 to 15 minutes. I sat next to him at WrestleMania. When WrestleMania was in Boston, he was commentating. He was as close as our camera is to me now, and talked to him for about 5 minutes because he told me to get lost because he was busy working. Tito's a really nice man. Really
his
strong.
age has never been polite to him, no.
Who?
His age is not very polite to him. He's looking real rough.
Mercedes Solis, I know he has he's a friend of mine on Facebook. It'd be a good time to go see a Hall of Famer anyway. Go up to the Emerald Square Mall. I haven't been in the mall in Christ, a couple of years myself. I shouldn't say that.
There isn't much there either.
Well,
you know when they shut down a Dunkin' Donuts at the mall?
You know, they need people to drive. Did you hear about the story how someone drove into the South Shore Plaza? Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
That made nationwide news. Some lady thought the second floor of South Shore Plaza was a drive-in. It's where you park your car now. Craziness.
I remember the day when I was living here, the lady wanted coffee and pulled up to the curb, the one on North Main Street. Instead of putting in park, she left it in drive and hit the gas pedal and made her own drive-through.
Cool.
Into the kitchen, never mind.
Tough way to get a crawler, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Very tough way to get a crawler. Well, we've only got about a minute and a half left. Intimidator, do you have any words of wisdom you could pass on to Steve when he does get back, if he comes back?
Well, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to tell him. I'm telling you, Steve. The next time you dog me, talk behind my back, or anything, this lovely thing is going to hit you so hard that you're not going to want to eat for a month, which we know that's going to be hard for him.
If you put ketchup in chili nutsucker, he'd eat it.
Well, he may not have to worry about it. So, you best hope I don't hear from you again of you dogging me, all right? Bubba, it's yours.
Well, again, I'd like to thank our director for directing us, Abel Double ACS, for letting us have our show. I'd like to thank my co-host, Emilia, Joey for his input, and our special guest, the Intimidator, making his trip, who just had a birthday. I'm not going to tell everybody how old you are, Grandpa.
I just had a birthday, too.
Oh, yeah, you had a birthday. That's why I had you sit in this chair for 12 seconds, you know. I was going to put you over there anyway, just because I didn't want you near me. I was going to actually put Emilia in that chair.
Yeah, because I'm heading back tomorrow.
You going back?
I got a lot to work on.
He'll be out of the area. Again, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Take care.